Playday number 4, it continues, everybody. Let's get the show on the road. We got Towers of Doom as our starting map as we got Team Arthas against the Hardos. The Hardos obviously currently in first place, tied actually in map and match score with the Donuts. And, well, Team Arthas, they lost against Team Soundless on the third play day, so they kind of find themselves a bit at the bottom of the standings. I think they're currently 5th place, also tied there with someone else. The only teams that are lower are Team DNA, no, Go Next. Go Next, DNA isn't in the Master Slash. Go Next and Inting for Ruby. So yeah, for both of them, I mean, again, both of them have a pretty big goal here, right? On one hand, you got the Hardos, who really want to aim for that #1 spot, and in order to do that, they don't only want to win the series today, but they are very interested to make sure that they're winning it with a 3-0 or 3-1. For Team Arthas, a victory in the match would be, like, fantastic. But if they can also simply take a couple of maps off such a strong opponent, that would already be a little win in and of itself. So there's quite a bit on the line for both of the teams, because Team Arthas doesn't really want to be stuck at the bottom of the standings here with Inting for Ruby and Go Next. So it's a little bit of an important one for both of them. But there's just no denying that the Hardos are definitely the favorite, and Team Arthas is a little bit the underdog here. So as it happens with the bans, we have Uther banned out, Stukav has been banned, Medivh and Sonya. I mean, pretty much the meta hasn't really changed all that much after the last patch. Blizzard didn't address any of the big problems that existed in the meta. They introduced a couple of new ones, since Falstad now is, of course, very, very high in the priority list for a lot of teams too, and has seen not only early picks but also bans. But we are still dealing with the Uther, with like a huge support influx, and like supports being heavily impactful. Especially, of course, Uther, who can also function still as a main tank. The early pick into Cassius, here we got the Diva pick as Brightwing gets taken on Towers of Doom. It's, by the way, the map choice of the Hardos. So in our first Heroes of the Storm game today, they decided that they want to play this out on Towers. Normally they're going for Tomb of the Spider Queen directly. But, well, let's see what Stork and his boys can do here, if they have maybe an ace up their sleeve. For now, it's gonna be a Nubarak setup together with Hanzo. It's kind of interesting, because if you go for Brightwing as an early pick, you could have technically also tried to go into Malfurion again. Malfurion is back in the meta, and currently, if you play with the Nubarak, you can of course go for the old school style, where you have a Nubarak start in with the first stun, and Malfurion follows up with the root. Brightwing can obviously get the polymorph in, so that helps a lot and has also the global mobility, but at the same time, polymorph isn't quite on the same level with a good root when it comes to locking a target down and giving your damage dealer an opportunity to just shit on the opponent. Then again, we got Bishops on Hanzo, and he loves to play that hero. It has a lot of fantastic arrows that we've seen in the past, so that's another one that we could get here. Bans on Ana, and you can already tell, I mean, they're just banning out all the supports here. But Malfurion, as I said, is open, and Yasuo could play that. Lucio is also open, so that's another one that he has been playing in the past a lot, and another chance for him. But yeah, let's find out what the Hardos are gonna go for. We got Tyrael coming in, and there's the Lucio picks. A lot of shields coming through. Sanctification as an option in the big team fights. On top of that, you got then Lucio with the sound barrier, most likely. Well, depending a little bit on the lineup. But Lucio, like Yasuo in general, is just zipping around on that bad boy all the time and is just murdering people. So, yeah. By the way, also quick information, just because I'm a mean person, we have nearly 20 degrees today in Valencia. It's a beautiful day with no clouds, sunshine, so a big shout out to all my boys in Germany, in the north of Europe, in Sweden, and I don't know, France, wherever, the UK. I hope that you enjoy the abysmal temperatures and all the rain that you have there. And again, I said it already, I'm a mean person, what can I say? So, Chen and Falstad get picked. Chen for Stork, picked it already a couple of times. We got a pretty beastly setup over here. We got a fruit fly, we got a cockroach, and we got a panda. And also a little birdie over there. So the chicken is in. Hanzo's the only one in that little animal history team. Haha, and Nick with Kerrigan. Alright, so it's party time. The Tyrael Sanctification with Nick on Kerrigan. Ladies, let's go. Game number 1. Let's kick this show off. We have our Heroes of the Storm match at the Masters Clash is Playday number 4. And we have Team Arthas going up against the Hardos. Game number 1, Heroes of the Storm with Team Arthas and the Hardos. And on the left side of our first map in the best of 5, we got Stork on Chen. Denado on Anubarak, Danas on Brightwing, we got Bishops on Hanzo, and Morenas is playing Falstad. The birdie, ladies and gentlemen, with a frequent flyer here on the level 1. We're currently looking at a Bad Benny on Tyrael. We got Chris on Diva, Cassia, played by Hardos, Yasuo, and Lucio, and Nick is rocking Kerrigan. So, let's go and see if they can take it here, because right now we have the Hardos, of course, in a bit of a favored role. They really want to not only win the series, but also make sure that they're not losing too many maps against the blue team. And yeah, we're gonna find out if they can pull that off. For now, the bird is gonna have the global in their hands, so they can at least try it. First of all, the birdie is about to go down. I was just about to say, the birdie can try to control the macro game a little bit, but for that to happen, they need to keep it alive. And that could have been a little bit of a problem. So yep, not just yet. We still got all the way up at the top. Chris already a bit low, has to Hearthstone back, but the fight isn't quite over here at the bottom. Yasuo gets attacked. The shield from Bad Benny. Nicely done. I mean, very likely would have survived anyways, but still, it was still a bit of a closer call than they probably expected. Can Kerrigan carry again? That's the big question. Does Nick have the carry boots on? And did he put on the backpack so they can carry the rest of the team to victory? Or is he just going to play super aggressive and int a bit too much? He has a bit of a tendency to really go YOLO, have some fun, and then die a painful death. You usually deliver still on the damage numbers. But in this case, Stark, look at that. Juke City, baby. Inhabitants 1. Stark has his own little town over here. Falstad is flying in. They want Hazu, and they are gonna get him. Nice. The kill against Cassia. Team Arthas with the first kill in the game. They barely were able to save Morenas, but save him they did. So yeah, good for them. That was a nice start. We still got our 1 versus 1 at the bottom of the map. Bishops jumps out. Benny was trying to go for the kill. And up at the top, of course, with the superior numbers, we have the blue team now trying to make a play for the first pumpkin camp of the game. Already, Nick sitting still tight in the middle, going for the extra experience. And it's just the early skirmishes, right? You're trying to get a few kills in. You're trying to see if you can maybe already push a couple of pumpkins into some structures. Maybe find an opening somewhere else. Yasuo's zipping around, gathering information as he usually does on Lucio. But at the end of the day, the real party starts when the first objective has been announced, and that's going to happen in 10 seconds, and we're going to see the altars pick up. We still have a few pumpkins on the map for the Hardos that they are currently taking. Brightwing again being disgusting as usual with the magic spitting around here. No, well, the one thing that you can definitely... My parents, my parents taught me that you're not supposed to, like, spit on the ground. Like, all these wannabe hip-hop idiots that were just, like, spitting like monkeys all the time. That was just absolutely disgusting, and Brightwing is joining the club over here. Dies for a reason, therefore, and, well, pretty quickly taken down. So, yeah. Brightwing hasn't grown up. Most of us at some point outgrew that phase and realized that it's kind of disgusting and it's a habit that you should really kick. And Brightwing is just Brightwing, you know? Like, Brightwing is just disgusting. It's a fruit fly infestation that you can't really do anything about. And lately, we're seeing more and more of these. They need to be exterminated. That cockroach too, by the way. So Nubarok is also here. I mean, someone needs to get the exterminator into this game because this is just nasty. Maybe Leo can go for a double job over here. The janitor could probably take care of the situation as well. Either way, doesn't really matter too much. A little bit of a tangent, but as we have already the exchange of the top left, top right, the real party is starting around the final altar that we're currently getting right here. So, let's have a bit of a look. 1 kill against 2, 18 stacks. Hazu is getting some good numbers on this one. Well, they haven't given up on the objective just yet. But here we go. Denado wants to interrupt us. Yasuo was going for the channel again. The level 7 talent kicks in. And that's really a problem. The Hardos are already way ahead in experience. That's not only because of the 2 kills, but simply because they're soaking the lanes a little bit better. And a 1 level lead around level 7 is a huge deal. So kudos to them, especially given that they are not running 2 globals. Team Arthas does. So there's that. But okay. We got Morenas already moving around here, straight coming up into the mid lane. Bottom of the map, that's where Darnas is currently still sitting tight and doing his thing with Brightwing. And acting a bit as bait too. And Nubarak is ready for a quick engage if someone gets a bit too close, but that's not happening. And yeah, Birdie, no secret weapon this time. We still get the boomerang. Now, of course, this is a different boomerang than... I mean, Blizzard got a little bit lazy with that last patch. They made pretty much the old boomerang baseline, and then they changed that here a little bit. But yeah, we see a lot more secret weapon lately. I mean, even before, one of the advantages of secret weapon was always that if you are completely left alone on lanes, you can, for example, get good damage in against structures, because it's pretty much the test scenario. Outside of that, the old boomerang was obviously always better, which is why top players always took it. But now that it's baseline, you can actually play a secret weapon. We are seeing a lot of that. Not so much in this one, though. Morenas is deciding that he wants to go for the newly changed talent. Has his 13 stacks already on his level 1. But talking about stacking, Cassia is still doing well. Lucio gets a bit crushed over here. So he's been taken down. They're trying to go for Hardos at the bottom of the map now. And with that, we have half a level of the lead. 10 a little bit closer for the Hardos. So that is a pretty nice setup for the next altar phase. There's 2 altars popping up here. And that is going to become a big problem for Team Arthas if they can't close that gap. And I don't really think that they can. Now they have to be either snappy about this and try to take it quickly, or they are going to lose out because of the level 10 advantage that the Hardos will have. But Bishops gets at least one of them. And honestly, right now, Team Arthas needs to get the hell out of here. Yeah, they let it go. So the second altar gets channeled, shots are fired. We still have that slight lead for the Hardos. But that was important, because if you stick around and your opponent locks in the level 10, then you're just getting murdered. And it's not really something that you want. 31 stacks for Hazu. He's right on target with this. We got in the meantime Judgment! Judgment, baby! Woo! Alrighty, so Judgment is in for Tyrael. And yep, that is no sanctification for Kerrigan. Maybe Nick was a little bit annoying, like I don't know, and Benny was like, you know what, Nick, seriously, if you don't shut up, if you don't stop trolling, I'm gonna pick Judgment. And he was just like, haha, you're never gonna do it. And then he just went for it. So no sanctification to support it. The birdie is down as we're having the camp taken down here at the bottom of the map. But the important part is that with Judgment, you can of course also set Kerrigan up. That's another one. That's definitely something that they can do here. So they can go for the aggression, but Kerrigan has to follow up on it. And, well, we might see it in action now, but there's immediately the cocoon, and Hanzo still goes down. Brightwing is also trouble, and that's a kill on the fruit fly. So 2 kills, 5 against 3 now in total. Judgment was already in at the birdie. But it is time to push through that bot lane. Make it happen and go straight up for the play here. A little bit of a setup through the wall. 2 of the towers are down. Another altar is popping up. They can maybe even also steal the camp away. But Brightwing is back to business, so it's going to be a 5 versus 5 in just another moment. Nick is already down here. Oh, Fallside is here too. There's the Gust. Combo attempt. Morena had to fly out. And Arrow connecting with 2. But they're all getting away here. Yazu was already in place. 40 stacks nearly for Hazu now. And that's a lot of ults that just got used for pretty much no value. But Judgment is up. And Bad Benny could set Kerrigan up. But she's already going straight in for that hill. They are judging Hanzo. And he apparently was judged to be worthy because he's still alive. That worked quite well for them. The Panda has also survived thanks to the triple Panda setup, but it's the Fruit Fly that gets attacked next, and Brightwing also gets out. They are all escaping. Well, maybe not. Oh, Lucio with the double kill. No. Lucio coming in with 2 kills against Hansa and against Brightwing. And now they go for Morenas. The birdie's down 2. Stork is about to fall. They're cleaning house here. The Hardos, ladies and gentlemen. They come in swinging. Damn. I'm not really a fan of the Emerald Wind either. Brightwing in general is of course a hero that is not bad in the current meta, and even back in the days when we saw Ixia, for example, play Brightwing. It was a while ago. I always said that Ixia's Brightwing is very solid, and he was one of the first ones that actually started to drop Emerald Wind and went back into the Blink heal, and I really kind of like that playstyle. Not really the biggest fan of seeing Emerald Wind. I mean, again, it has its place, but yeah, it's not really something where I'm like, okay, this is gonna be it. There's a couple of plays that you can make with it, where you can isolate someone, also where you can create a little bit of space if the opponent is trying to go for a target, but still, that Blink heal is really impactful, and it also allows you to simply reposition yourself during the fight, which is kind of impactful too, given that Brightwing was the target now multiple times. But as it stands, we got 9 kills to 3. And, well, the play at the bottom as the bell tower has been converted by the Hardos is more like looking to reconvert that one. Stork is buying a little bit of time. Carry again with the Chrysalis, and Nick is dead. Nice. Well done. So, a nice pick in the middle of the map. Now, still at the same time, we got our level 13 talents in, and thanks to the Cocoon, they're setting up another potential kill against Lucio. But Tyrael any second now with the Sanctification. Oh, wait. But Yasuo gets out anyways. So, Bishops. He got a bit low too. They couldn't get that second kill. But at least they now have superior numbers on the board, which means they can go for the pumpkin camp and steal that away, or at least they should be able to. Carrion is slowly coming back, but she's never going to be in time to have an impact here. But Bishops is at 30 HP, and he's down. The magic missiles. Well, they got at least the camp, but of course, it's not really what you want here. And the explosion is also helping to take Chen down. They're going for Brightwing again, and that's another kill. Oh, Denado! No! Yeah, he hammered that E button a bit too hard, and now we got Judgment. 5-man team wipe, baby! Yep, they got wiped. And that hurts, because that is a huge amount of momentum. Denado running around, trying to escape, getting killed, and then the Judgment straight up on Morenas, and he gets blown away too. Now the bell tower has been reconverted. There's 2 altars on the map now, and they're going for the barrage. Guys, they are going to murder Team Arthas with this one. I mean, this is going to be an easy 14 points just through the altars alone, and of course the barrage has now started, so shots are being fired all over. Damn. Oh, the pain! Boom! 7 points on that core. Now the boss is taken over here. And that's another 4 shots fired. And we are down to 3 points to 32. 3 to 32. They're retaking the bell towers at least. But it is a bit of a beating that we're seeing here. Damage output 28,000 for Hanzo. We currently have 35,000 for Cassia. And they, of course, are trying to escort those pumpkins. And if they are able to escort all 3 of them in, then the game's over. We're only 12 minutes into this, and they are crushing. It's still a 2-level advantage. Soon going to be 3 again. Here comes at least the Cocoon. They're trying to fight for the position here. The Chrysalis is out for Kerrigan. Judgment on the bird. And he goes down immediately. Bird doesn't survive, but the counter kill against Nick. The problem is that Anubarak is also down. And here come the pumpkins. And that is game, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. Game number 1 ends in favor of the Hardos as they take down Team Arthas on Towers of Doom.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Infernal Shrines, the Hardos in the lead, everybody. And oh boy, did they snowball game number 1. They got the 5-man wipe, and yeah, I don't know, 1 bell tower after another fell, and it was pretty crazy. I mean, they got 14 shots through the 2 altars, the barrage, the boss, and then they got the pumpkins through, and that was pretty much it. So, again, we see the ban on Uther, but that was a very, very strong opening from the Hardos here. And yeah, let's see what they can do. If they can continue in that fashion, then we are in for a quickie over here. Lucio gets banned. Yeah, they're done with Yasuo's Lucio. Don't want that anymore. Okay. And we got also the ban on Sonya again. I mean, yeah, she has been powerful for a while now. Also got really addressed in the last patch. But yeah, at the same time, what else do we have? And we got the Diva first pick right away. Okay. Kerrigan carried again, and Kerrigan could be played on this map as well. So Nick has an opportunity to come in and do a bit of work here. So let's see if he is going to do that again. I mean, there could still be a ban against Kerrigan. That's of course the next one. On the 3rd position, you could still get rid of her. But we got Chris on... Chris on Hogger! And Hazu is playing Tychus in this one. Okay. Yeah. Team Arthas, they gotta come up with some idea how they can bring it back here. I mean, again, it's an aggressive team. It's a team that is not afraid to fight when they see an opportunity. They're always forcing some fights. Oftentimes it works out for them. But they're going up against one of the two best teams in the league right now. And that's a little bit tricky. So, we got, with our Heroes of the Storm match number 2, the old man also making a reappearance. Deckard Cain is snooping in and is going to try and dominate the space around the shrines whenever possible for him. The old man telling stories again. By the way, do you guys remember the time when you actually knew phone numbers by heart? I still remember my first mobile phone number by heart, and I still remember the landline of the house that we lived in first. I remember all of these things by heart. These days, does anybody still remember the phone number of your parents, your girlfriend, your grandmother, your best friend, or anything like that? I mean, nothing. Nothing. I can still quote you the phone number of my first girlfriend that she had back then. I can still give you the phone number of my best friend back in the days, the landline of my house. Today, nothing like that. So when Deckard Cain comes in and tells us the stories from way back when, that is what I'm always thinking about. Back when things were easier and more complicated. It's kind of weird, right? Anyways, went on a bit of a tangent as we had the bans coming in, but we got Anna banned again. So if you look over to what we're seeing from Team Arthas, it's pretty much the same MO that they showed in the first draft. They just ban out supports here. May gets banned too. But, well, we got the Malfurion. I talked about him a little bit in the first draft, and here he is, our boy, can now help with the lockdown. And that Benny is going for Mal'Ganis. Okay. What else are we gonna get? We got Denado and Bishops in. There we have it. Johanna and Zarya. Alright. I'm gonna go for the Zarya setup here with Bishops. And Nick, please, just bring it back in. Like, make everyone afraid of that Kerrigan again. And make sure that Kerrigan just gets banned time and time again. That's what we need here. And let's see if he can. Just do it, dude. Just do it. What else are we gonna get from him? Ragnaros! Fair enough. Fair enough. Baby Rag is in. I'll settle for that. I'll settle for that. That's fine. Game number 2. Our Heroes of the Storm series. The best of 5 continues. 4th playday of the Masters Clash, everybody. Infernal Shrines is our second map. Prepare yourselves for battle. Game number 2. Team Arthas against the Hardos, and the Hardos are in the lead after that beating that they gave the blue team in game number 1. And, well, Denado is jumping on Johanna this time. We got Bishops on Cassia for the stacking. Murenas is playing Zarya. Deckard Payne on Darnas. And Stalk on Diva. Nick on Hogger. So, he's actually playing Hogger this time. And Chris is the one that is rocking Ragnaros here. By the way, since we had just a couple of other Ragnaros players that went into the meatball build, Infernal Ruby likes to do that. I want to highlight again that most players will go for that Blast Wave setup that we are seeing represented in this one too. So, Haas on Tychus, but Benny on Mal'Ganis, and Yasuo is playing Malfurion. And with that, we got our skirmish in the middle. Pretty much set up immediately. So, let's go. Already, Hogger making sure that Zarya gets some extra energy here. Standing in there, dropping the shield. And Hogger's just pogging around a little bit. But it is time to party and party hard. Hazu comes in with a minigun, and they're trying to burn down the mech. Not that easily. It's a little bit offensive also to anybody that watched in their youth Gundam like Maniac, that you could come in with like Bo Boy, Hanzo or someone else, or like a bit of a minigun, and you just like take these mechs down. And I was like, seriously? You have no idea. We're talking about mechs up at the top. The meatball sub nearly took down Stalk, but instead Malfurion is falling at the bottom of the map, and they want a little bit more. They're trying to go for Bishops now, and yeah, they can't get him here. But the experience has to be gathered, and the top lane gets pressured at the same time. So Chris is already starting to take this down, and with a grenade against Stalk, that could have been the end of the pilot too. Stalk is of course hoping to get enough for another mech here, but yeah, they are suffering at the top side. This is not a good start in the game. Yes, they got the kill against Malfurion, granted, but if you start losing structures this early, this is not really a good start. So now we got a bit of a bounce around from Hogger. Riding on the yellow snow again. I mean, again, guys, don't eat yellow snow. Don't use it as a mount either. It is... I mean, we all know what it is. So, just don't do that, Nick. That's disgusting. We talked about disgusting things in game number 1 already. Brightwing, also disgusting. And Nubarak, also a little bit. But yeah, no yellow snow. No. Okay, so we got locked down against Zarya. And Chris, careful, but yeah, got away easily here. And Bishops, yes, there we go. Got locked in harder than California. Nice, look at that. That's a super sweet kill against Cassia. Nicely done, beautiful body block here. And that one was fire. We got in the rhythm for Tychus, so he's starting to slowly stack it up here. The first objective is now also spawning. That's nearly a level lead for the Hardos. And I gotta point this out. I mean, just check out the minion experience difference that we have. This really shows you everything that you need to know here. There's a huge discrepancy in minion experience between the two, and that is what makes this lead in XP so easy for them. And they're doing fantastic with it, because it allows them to go for an early level 7 around the objective. So if you're able to set something like that up in the early game, it will really pay dividends around objective number 1 and give you the extra talent. But either way, the setup is here. We're already looking at a bit of space created around objective number 1. They're fighting for it. Hogger's still bouncing around a bit, but let's see if maybe Team Arthas can get a kill here, because they're invading the space hard now. They're trying to go for it, but so far not there. Bad Benny, it eats a little bit of damage. With Zarya have a lot of sustainability, but Ragnaros also going on the right side straight up into the trade. So trying to play that one out with a Molten Core. And off we go. They are using the trade very, very easily to take this one. There's two ways how you can play Ragnaros in a setup like this. You can either wait with the trade. If you feel that you're losing the objective, then don't use the trade at all while the objective is being fought over, but use it to defend the lane. If you, on the other hand, think that you have a chance of taking it, then you use it early and you dominate the space the same fashion that Nick just did. Chris just did, sorry. So, level 7 is in, the extra talent is ready, D.Va at the top goes down too, Cassia is there as well, by the way, but here they're starting to take the wall down. Up at the top, we're pretty much seeing the same thing happen. They're gonna go for the fort. They have even more damage done in the middle too. One wall is about to fall, top fort has been eliminated, Chris is now at the bottom of the map, looking for even more experience here, and they're just murdering them. That camp was so impactful in all of this, and the level 7 talent finally kicked in for Team Arthas, but the entire time they were a level behind, and that of course was a big, big problem. The fountain destroyed in the middle is another hit towards the sustain that Team Arthas can build up whenever they're trying to go for a setup here, but it's not a good game right now for Team Arthas. Honestly, you look at the numbers and it doesn't really feel like they are that far behind yet, but if you then look at the minimap and you realize quickly how many of those structures were already eliminated, how many of these walls have been opened up, how the stacking goes for Tychus, and yeah, you quickly realize that there's a lot of pressure on Team Arthas and they have to change something here. If there's any more pressure applied to Team Arthas, they're going to turn into a diamond. So they need to really somehow break through all of this, and a kill would go a long way for it, but it just continues. D.Va is trying to deal with Hogger up at the top, but down here, another great route, a little bit of extra damage, also some stacks for Hardos' minigun, and they're nearly 2 levels ahead right now. I mean, nearly 2 levels. They got the level 10 abilities in just a second. That means they can invade whatever they want. They're gonna have a huge lead on this, and as usual we see the Sulfuras. We also have the Shockwave coming in. Sulfuras as a potential follow-up here, of course. And yeah, Mal'Ganis can set all of this up with a bit of a sleeper setup. Now, outside of that, the damage is already telling you everything that you need to know. Tychus is currently taking the lead with 16,000, but he's not the only one that is far ahead of whatever the blue team can bring in here. We have 14,000 and 13,000 for Hogger and also Ragnaros, who are just way ahead of any of this. So, it's nasty. But at least they didn't lose any additional structures. Currently it seems that the Hardos are totally fine just stealing some of the camps away. And in just half a level, we'll see Team Arthas also with level 10 abilities. But for now, they are still having a bit of a problem. And now the fort in the middle gets finally attacked. So now Denado's trying to come in order to defend this a bit longer, but not really with any luck here, honestly. This thing is so low, it can be taken at any point. But down here, the old man could go for the sleeper setup and does, and hits nothing. Nobody is listening to your shitty stories, Deckard Cain. Get some new material, dude. We've heard it all so many times already. Yeah, he needs new material. He's always telling us about the war and stuff, and it's just getting old at some point. Yeah, well, there's the Sulfuras. Nicely done, and Deckard Cain gets punished for his shitty storytelling. So, bam! Down he goes, the old-timer. Zarya is also dead, and oh boy, the Hardos with the big play straight up for Denado. They want the triple kill, and they get the triple kill. They took the fort in the middle. We got 7 kills to 1, and now they are pushing the last remaining fort on the map of Team Arthas. The shrine is active at the top. Currently, they're not even dealing with that. Nick is already starting to go for the minion wave here in the back. And oh boy. Yeah, Chris, topside, he started to go for the objective. They're getting murdered here. They're getting absolutely murdered at this point. Team Arthas, again, they go up against someone who is a huge favorite in the series. There's no denying it. The Hardos are one of the 2 best teams that we have in the Heroes of the Storm scene right now. But this is just getting a bit crazy here. Yeah, Nick, maybe? No, of course they can't get a kill. It's Horga. It's Horga, of course. They're not able to take him down. But there's the Blessed Shield. And Benny is down. Nice. Tag me when Benny feeds. There we go. Benny dies, he goes down, and maybe they can even get a counter kill. The grenade came out from Hardos just a second ago, but look at Nick, he really wants those 2. Everybody is low. There's no fort. The distance to safety is pretty big. If they but the slow is there. But no, Zarya! Oh, Cassia's down first. Deckard Cain dies. It's a triple kill. It looked so good for such a long time, and now they're losing Denardo too. 4 down, and in the meantime, Chris just doesn't give a fuck about all of this. He has a PhD in PvE, and he is using it. He took the objective, and he's now pushing through the top lane as they're going for the first keep in the game. 63 stacks now for Tychus, and it is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, it's supposed to 3 versus 5 at the end of the day that we just saw at the bottom of the map. With 1 hero down and Ragnaros not even present. But they are now 9.5 minutes in, going for the core already. Chris is going for the Molten Core over here. And they're just pushing them back. They have a 3-level advantage. That's a stats lead that is just crazy. And on top of that, they're of course also running a talent lead. They take the shield down. I'm not sure if they can end it, but they can definitely do some damage to the core. Malfurion is dead. That's a sustain gone, but they are getting the counter kill against Cassia. Nearly a kill against Deckard Cain too. So the core is slowly falling. There's 2 catapults that are already on it too, but we're only 10 minutes in, so the catapults don't really do all that much damage. And the death timers are insanely low, of course. Everybody's going to be back in just another second. Deckard Cain with another ult that didn't hit anyone. Hazu is down, but the core is dropping quickly. Still not sure if they can end it. It's going to be close. 30%. Malgan is down. 25%. And they get everybody destroyed. The only survivor is Nick. Yeah, coward. He ran away. But yeah, the core is just absolutely wrecked. And of course, at this point, what are you going to do? Again, 10 minutes in, they're going to be back up on the map in a jiffy. It's not going to take long. So now we have backdoor potential. The gap wasn't even closed in experience through those kills. So that's another problem. And I think they were fully aware that they are probably committing Sudoku, trying to go for the core. But I don't think they care too much, because that gives them such a huge lead. They can at any point just backdoor it. Blessed Shield missing. Oh boy, no. Yeah, that's just rough. Level 16 talents are now in too. And yeah, extra talents. They're chasing them again. I feel at some point you really break also the spirit of Team Arthas. D.Va is down already. So it's a 5 versus 4 again. But the kill against Ragnaros, alright, so at least that. They're trying to get a little bit more, but everybody else is solo, and with Hogger just spinning around like a madman, they might get another kill. First they're going down here for Deckard Cain, but of course there's a bit more that they could take. Zarya gets also eliminated. And, well, there we go. At the same time now, we have 50,000 damage for Porga, so he's doing some solid work. And this is getting crazy. Yes, of course there's 7 kills now for the blue team, but still, it feels like whenever... I thought they would go for keep, but they're instead just pushing the bot lane a little bit to open that up too. Next objective, by the way, spawns in the middle. And there's no minion waves coming here because the 3 stopped them completely, but they can at least take some of the camps now away and steal them again. But yeah, with 15 on the board and 16 about to drop, there's a chance that the blue team can at least fight on even talents for the next objective. But so far, these team fights haven't really gone their way. Have they now? 85 stacks for Tychus. And it's time for their camps again. Yep, already on the right side, making that work, as you can see. Getting the camp locked in. Level 16 talents for both sides. Benny should be able to easily make his way out here. Gets a little bit chased, but this is going to be another big objective since we have a Frozen Punisher on the menu this time. Problematic is also what's happening down here at the bottom because Bishops is dead again just as the fight starts, and Hazu is finally also dropping the Odin. Didn't have a lot of opportunities to do that in the past few fights. But now that we are seeing the battle raging over the next Punisher, we could see another kill coming in as Deckard Cain gets focused. And a good still for us from Chris, locks him down. Malfurion dies again. The big int, honestly, Yasuo. He died 3 times already, but they are still farming them. 5 deaths on Zarya. And now, of course, they can go for core easy peasy. They don't even have to go for additional keeps. With only 23% left, there's just nothing to do here anymore. Especially since Ragnaros goes straight up for his own trade. And, well, that's a 2-0 lead. That's a 2-0 lead for the Hardos. Team Arthas just not on the same level here. And the Hardos, they take the 2-0 advantage in this best of 5 Heroes of the Storm series. Tomb of the Spider Queen, game number 3. Rumor has it that the members of Team Arthas needed to take a long shower after the second game because the Hardos shit on them so hard. I mean, seriously, it is kind of crazy. The Hardos are just crushing at this point. And of course, we expect them to do well since they are still one of the favorites in the Masters Clash, together with the Donuts, I suppose. But oh boy, did they school them. Holy hell. At the beginning of the season, especially during the qualifiers, it also looked like 30k and Chili Mountain might be able to attack the top 2 a little bit, but not really all that much lately. Both of them are struggling a bit, and a bit more than expected. That's especially true for Chili Mountain. Now 30k is still in a position where they can fight their way back, but we have another series coming up soon that will already give us a very good idea of what's going to happen, because we have 30k going up against the Donuts next, and if they... I mean, the minimum that they have to accomplish there is to take a couple of maps. Ideally win the series when that happens, and if not, then 30k would also start to slowly lose the connection towards the top 2 here when it comes to the points that they have. But either way, the game at hand is of course what we need to focus on for now, and for the Team Arthas it would be so important to at least win a map. Now, they chose the map, they chose Tomb of the Spider Queen, and if you paid any attention in the last couple of playdays, and you already know that this is a little bit weird, and there's a couple of things that really play into that dynamic. So obviously Team Arthas really likes to play on Tomb of the Spider Queen. At the same time though, so do the Hardos. And usually the Hardos are coming in with an early pick on Tomb of the Spider Queen. This time they didn't do that and instead picked towers first. Could have to do with the fact that they know that Team Arthas also loves to play on this one. But it's still a bit of a statement to come in on map 3 after you've just taken a beating on 2 maps and say, you know what guys? We're gonna not head into a first pick. We're choosing the map, and we're choosing a map where our opponent hasn't lost on yet. So that's a statement. Either way, Lulcio gets picked again. So a first pick for Yasuo. We got again the focus on supports. Mei being the exception, but Malfurion and Uther are both taken. And here's Tychus. Sonya, for the first time, not bad if I'm not mistaken, and she immediately gets picked. If anything, it's a bit surprising that the Hardos didn't lock her in first. She is getting such a huge priority right now. Honestly, those are all heroes that need to be addressed by Blizzard sooner rather than later. We're talking about Sonya here, we're talking about Chromie, about Uther. So this is definitely something where Blizzard could make some adjustments to just ensure a little bit more balance in all of this. But with Varian now locked in and also with Chromie, you can already see where this is headed. So again, we're talking about a setup in which you are looking to burn a target down very, very quickly. Get that taunt in. And we've already seen Varian in a combo with Kerrigan on this map, and of course Team Arthas paid attention, so they're looking at this draft and they're like, hell no! No, it ain't happening. Sorry, boys. We're not gonna play that. It's just not a thing. So, yep, they ban out Kerrigan right away. This is also the map where Nick brought Kerrigan back into the meta months and months ago. That was the first one where he played it in the competitive scene. So Nubara gets banned. Cocoon can obviously screw with a lot of that. But what exactly is Team Arthas going to do? Because they gotta do something. They gotta do something here. Not winning a map. I mean, it's the Hardos. It's understandable on the one hand, but still, it would hurt them. Would hurt them in the standings. So here comes the double pick. They still need the main tank. They need a support. Anduin and a Junkrat. Junkrat for the interrupts. Can also screw a little bit with any kind of coordinated setup to take a target down, thanks to the displacement that he has. Anduin can pretty much do the same thing, just like pulling the target back. So he's there. And well, by the way, now looking at it, does Anduin look a little bit like Breeze? At least the hairstyle. I think Anduin copied Breeze's hairstyle. I'm just now realizing that for the first time looking at it. We get Chris on Ragnaros and Hanzo. Ona gets also picked. Okay, so we got quite a few stuns here that they can chain up, and Ragnaros with Sulfuras after a taunt is already scary, and that isn't even talking about his trait, which of course can also have a huge impact on this map. But yeah, with that we are heading into our last pick for game number 3, and that's going to be the Nardos, so they still need a main tank. And let's find out what they can do. It's Diablo. Diablo plus Sonya up at the front. Yeah, and with that, we're heading into the 3rd game of the Heroes of the Storm series. So let's find out if Team Arthas can bring it back, or if the Hardos are just going for their clean 3-0 victory in this best of 5 on the 4th Playday of the Masters Clash. Game number 3, Team Arthas is in trouble. They're down 0-2 in this best of 5. This might be the last map if they don't turn it around. Stark on Sonya, Denado on Diablo. We got Darnas on Anduin and Morenas on Junkrat, whereas Bishops is playing Tychus in this one. On the right side of the map, the Hardos, ladies and gentlemen, with Yazu on Lucio, Bad Benny on Varian. We got Nick on Hanzo. And Hazops on Chromie, as Chris is playing Ragnaros again once more with the Blast Wave setup, as we got the Time Walker's Pursuit here for the Chromestar. Controlling the turn-in points is of course everything. You want to have interrupts, you want to have a lot of range attacks that you can use. Junkrat is fantastic for it, the Grenade on Tychus counts. In addition to that, we see for the red team Hanzo and Chromie being the ones to interrupt, but of course also the Meatball from Ragnaros can play a huge role in all of this. So let's see if maybe this time the blue team has a better opening here and can take them down. But the coordination that we're seeing from the Hardos is just pretty insane. Yeah, and they're going for the first kill. Talking about that coordination. The calls are there and they are clean. And that's kill number 1 in this series. And at the bottom of the map, Stark is in trouble too, because here comes the engage from Varian, and that's a 2nd hero down. There's definitely a few gems lost already, and a couple that they're going to miss out on, so that's an early double kill in the game. And the scary thing is that this is all happening as Varian doesn't have his level 4 yet. He doesn't even have taunt yet. So, yeah. I'm a bit scared. Not gonna lie, this is a scary setup. So they need to dig deep. I really hope for Team Arthas that they can recover from this and that they haven't mentally already checked out here. Just like, alright, screw this, we're gonna bring it back next week. But they are in good company here. Most of the teams that are going up against the Hardos and against the Donuts right now are not really having a lot of fun. These two are just ahead of the curve, for sure. So at this point, we're all waiting for the taunt to kick in for Bad Benny, so they can make a bit of a play. Spear connects, good. Varian, they're trying to go for him this time, but there's already the blast bay from Chris, and Lucio's helping out too, so there's just no taking him down. Funny as it is, the early level 4 talent kicking in for Team Arthas, I mean just by a second, but still, given that it's 2-0 kills, it's kinda nice. The bigger they are, and here comes the taunt, so immediately being used, and the fight is there. Chromie is at the top, so this is a 5 versus 4. They still want to go for the kills, and Chromie and Hanzo are now both sitting in the middle, dealing with the camp that has been taken by Team Arthas just a second ago. But yeah, there's the save. And Stork gets away. But of course it also exposes the bot lane even further, and Chris has earlier locked in those 2 siege giants, which now means that they can easily go for some of the structures. They also go for Chris. Nice engaged by Dinardo. That might be... They can't even get the kill here. It is like, seriously. Was really well done by Dinardo initially as he closed the gap to Chris, just charging a minion. I mean, we've seen that play, obviously, in the past a lot, but still, it's always kind of sweet when you see that, and it helped him to get close enough to lock him in. But now another kill against the blue team as Junkrat dies, and he died to the last hit of Lucio. I mean, it's literally the last hit that took him down. So, yeah, kind of crazy. Also, we have, for Anduin, the Pursuit by Grace and the Inner Fire. Okay. Nick... Yeah, dancing around over here. They go for Mirenas again. And he gets away. Still, we got a play the entire time, just like back and forth, a little bit of poke, Chromie, Hanzo doing their thing as best they can, the level 7 kicking in soon. We definitely have a significant lead in gems for the Hardos now, and they are going to work on their turn-in. They got the amount of gems that they need in order to get turn-in number 1. The level 7 talents are now giving them even an additional lead that he could use to force the fight in the middle, especially since Ben Betty is just waiting for that taunt. And in comes again Anduin. He is absolutely crucial in this setup. Anduin is great against Varian. And of course, it's Varian's Achilles heel. Varian, I mean, per default, Varian is already a little bit embarrassed for his son, but that is one of the reasons. Anduin is backstabbing Daddy again. It is unbelievable. And that is the lore that Blizzard isn't telling you. All of the World of Warcraft geeks out there, they don't know that Varian actually Anduin went full Brutus and stabbed Varian in the back. That's what really happened. That's a story that nobody is telling you. It's a conspiracy. It's the unheard of. Sonya goes down, gems are being lost again, and now they're sitting back in the middle. It's actually kind of ironic because ever since Anduin did that, he all of a sudden forgot how to use a sword or a knife or anything, and now he pretty much just like throws light around. But yeah, those are the tales that really happen in the World of Warcraft. Anyways, 6 kills to 0. it's nasty. It's a pretty nasty lead. Yay! I can do that too! Yay! Shut up, Chromie. Just shut up. Oh my god. Dance, little puppet, dance! You only yay when I allow you to yay. Just so we're clear on that one. Yeah, nearly level 10 everybody, and they are starting to push in deep. And by the way, before any World of Warcraft nerds are getting a bit of an aneurysm here, because I said that I never really played the game, so I'm just talking out of my ass in case that somebody didn't realize that. Or am I now? Either way. At this point, we got the level 10 in Sulfuras. Can they set something up? This is where Varian with this taunt is becoming even more nasty. So yeah, let's get that taunt in. Oh, Chris! They nearly got him. But instead, it's Dinardo's now on the run. Okay, off we go. And... Oh, he got him! The kill is there and Nick is alive. Now they go for Bishops. Bam! Oh my god. He got Sulfuras hard. Check this one out, boys. Look at this. So they're coming in. Tychus is dropping a little bit low, and then Chris is saying like, bam! Not on my watch. You're down, baby. Quick Sulfuras to the face, and now they have taken the fort in the middle down and also the fort at the bottom of the map. They are crushing! They are absolutely crushing everybody. Yeah, it's it is rough. 8 kills to 0. I mean, at this point, you're just wondering if eventually at least Team Arthas is going to get the kill in. And I have to admit that I feel a little bit bad for them. I honestly do. I honestly feel a little bit bad for them. They're a fun team to watch when they're not going up against the Hardos. They're an aggressive team usually, and they are in a position where they're oftentimes making the plays, trying to be aggressive. But against the Hardos, every single step that you make is immediately getting punished. So now, once again, here comes the kill against Anduin, and he is down. Anduin is dead. Denardo is also falling, and that is 10 kills to 0. 10 to 0. The Hardos make this look like a quick match. They're making this look like a quick match right now. It is an absolute brutal slaughter over here. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But, well, here comes the turn-in, so they're starting to do that. And, well, Chris is ready. They need another 8, and then they're good to go. Chris turned in, so now it's Yasu who can do that right here. And off we go. In comes potentially another kill, by the way. This time they're going for Varian. Can they get the kill here? They try to go for Bad Benny. Ah, he's a bit low, but they are way off if they are really trying to take him down. And already we got Ragnaros committing to the trade. Everybody is just rushing away, and down goes Bishops. They go for Bad Benny, but they still cannot get the kill, and Diablo is dead again. He's gonna respawn because he had the souls together, but now he needs to reaccumulate them. Oh my god. Alrighty, so we still have to push at the bottom, and I think we might even see a keep fall at this point, because the Web Weavers are now on the march. There's pretty much no defense setup. Tychus, he's gonna be back. I mean, again, he has Odin, so he has Odin. Maybe they can set something up after all. But boy, this is just once again showcasing how strong the Hardos are. Honestly, if you're looking at this and you're thinking, oh my god, how bad is Team Arthas, you're looking at it the wrong way. You have to look at this and really realize how far ahead the Hardos are from pretty much everybody else, maybe with the exception of the Donuts. Another big kill. The coordination here is just out of this world. 15 kills to 0. They're going for all of them. They're going for all the marbles here, and they destroy the keep easy peasy. 16 to 0. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Hardos. A flawless victory over here. Yep, thank you. Well deserved, well deserved. Perfect game. They get the 5-man wipe in, and it's a perfect game unless Bad Benny is now inting, and nope, doesn't seem like it. That's it. 17 kills to 0 and a 3-0 victory against Team Arthas. Nicely done. The Hardos once again dominant at the Masters Clash.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.